I am wanting to not need glasses. That's my first. Thank you. Great. Well done.
You're not appreciating them?
I actually don't.
You don't like the benefit of them?
Well, I appreciate how they help, yes.
Oh, well.
Yes, well, thanks for that. So I'd like to talk about this vortex thing that's been brought to my attention. I find that the vortex feeling is so complete that I'm wanting to be there more. However, the way I'm getting there is...
Well, when you have that feeling, what that means is you have somehow, doesn't matter, created a vibrational atmosphere. In other words, you've got control of your own vibrational output. So there's not a variance between the frequency that you are emitting and the frequency that the vortex is emitting. So since there is no variance, then you and your vortex are one, which means you are beginning the translation of the contents of the vortex into manifestation. You are beginning the process of turning the vibration into things, the thought into things. Because the emotion that you feel, it's real, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when you realize that that's what's happening, then all you want to do is keep the momentum of that going by being aware as you focus not to introduce thoughts that may cause a variance in your vibration. That's all. So you don't need to worry about the contents of the vortex. You've taken care of that over lifetimes and significantly lately.
So what's exciting for me, though, is I no longer care about things. I'm having fun, for example. I'd like to talk about riding into the vortex. Can I ride into someone else's vortex? For example, I've had a lot of really wonderful experiences helping others transition in death. And I have just felt, just the bliss of being in their vortex, so to speak. It feels like I am in their portal as they cross over, as I hold their hand, as I meditate with them, as I pray, as they ease their fears about leaving. And then there are other times where I get these powerful visitations from my loved ones. That is really exciting, and I don't really care about creating the house or the trip or the material thing. I want more of that. I want to hang out with the dead people more. And I mean that in a very sincere way. It feels like I'm in a spiritual peer group that's different than those that are in my physical peer group where we're trying to get to the vortex.
But here's the thing. You are not doing yourself the service that you think you're doing by deliberately trying to convince us that you are letting go of the material aspects of your physical life experience. Because whether you call it emotion, which is a manifestation, or the receiving of a thought or an idea, which is a manifestation, or the further momentum that erupts into something that is tangible, it's all the movement of vibration into this physical reality, which is the reason that you are here. Now, we know as we visit with so many of our physical friends, perhaps the most long-standing confusion in most humans like you who are reaching for your alignment in a stronger, more specific now timing, is that you are confused about spiritual versus material, as if material things aren't spiritual. The more manifested it is, the more momentum the non-physical has had within it in order to produce the materialization of it. Right. Materialization is not counter or contradictory to spiritual. It is not contradictory to spiritual. Now, there will come a time when you will want to focus into non-physical, and off you will go. But until then, just don't try to make a comparison as if one is better than the other. And even though you're not using those words, that is what you are meaning.
Yeah. Because I was wondering if, as I'm enjoying hanging out there with my non-physical friends...
You can hang out in clarity and be fully focused in this physical environment. That's the thing that we want you to understand. You do not have to put your head in the sand in order to not focus upon negative things. You do not have to be in a state of meditation in order to not be introducing resistance into your vibration. You just have to be clear enough about what it feels like to be in alignment and then be fully in alignment as you are fully focused here. Yes. It's not one or the other. We're not asking you to choose alignment over anything. We're asking you to find alignment and then enjoy everything. There's a big difference, isn't there?
Oh, it's very clear, yeah.
And we like hanging out with dead people too. We really do.
Yeah, they do.
There is no death. We like hanging out with those who are in a place of clearly knowing what they are wanting, who are paying attention to their guidance system to bring them individually to the place of their desire. And while you are holding the hands of those who are making their transition, their momentum is such that they're on their way with you or without you. And the benefit to you is that they are demonstrating something to you that we would like to demonstrate to you at all times, and that is what the feeling of momentum that is no longer contradicted feels like. Because so many struggle in that death experience, but once the struggle is over, there is a release of resistance that is sublime, and that's what you're picking up on. That's what you want more of. But you're not talking about death, you're not talking about non-physical, you're talking about clarity of alignment. Clarity of alignment. Perfect. Clarity of alignment. That's what you're reaching for.
That's perfect. Thank you.
If you knew how much you wanted to be in this body, you would not be hanging around with those who are on their way out.
Right.
And they don't need your help.
No, I need their help. I mean, that's why I feel like I'm doing a piggyback on their energy, if you will, because it feels so great to be there.
All right.
So that's interesting. So another question relating to all of this. When I have moments with my loved ones who have passed, it feels like there are dimensions of their presence. And what I mean by that is there are times that a loved one will be right here with me, and then there are other times it feels like they're in a gallery.
It depends upon your perception. You are the varying factor, not them.
So there is no dimensionality to the non-physical.
There is perceptionality, and it's all you're doing.
Great.
Sometimes you're in sync, sometimes you're not. It's interesting because you'll have a moment of clarity where they'll come closer into your ability to translate them.
Right.
Then you'll remember you missed them, and you lose your ability to translate them.
Right. That emotion.
And then it feels like they went somewhere dimensionally. They didn't, you did.
Right. Beautiful. Thank you. Very good.
Yeah, really good. Really good. On behalf.